Boundaries.
Boundaries, I love it. What else?
Limits.
Limits, I love that. I normally would have a whiteboard. Boundaries, limits, what else? Excel spreadsheet. What else, Sylvia? What do y'all think about? Tell me the negative, the positive.
Restrictions.
Restriction.
The first word became constraint.
Constraints. I love it. You know why? Because all of those words are negative connotation.
Yep.
And that's what we've been trained to think. Okay? So I am going to change y'all's mindset, okay, about budgeting. It's so important to understand what budgeting is and what budgeting is not. Number one, it's not restrictive. It really isn't. It's not constraints. It is not, it is Excel spreadsheets, but it can be whatever you want it to be. I want y'all to write this down. If y'all don't write down anything else, you can hashtag it. A budget is simply a plan. Yes, that's the best place to put it. Put it in your notes on your phone. Matter of fact, a budget is simply a plan. It is a plan to tell your money where to go instead of wondering where it went.
Right.
How many times have you gotten paid and you like, wait a minute now. I know I had $200, I spent $50 at the blank, I paid this bill. Where that $37.50 at?
Right.
Anybody ever done that?
Right.
I know I have in the past. But a budget is really simply a plan to tell your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. So, thinking about restrictions. A budget, everything should go in there. If you smoke cigarettes, if you play bingo, if you like to travel, if you like to buy shoes every 3 days, Miss Sylvia, if you... Whatever you like to do, whatever you know you're going to do, without any limitations, without any restrictions, put it on the budget. For example, my baby and I are going to China in December. That's not cheap.
Right.
That's not restrictive. But it was in my budget. It's in my budget to do. She goes to private school. I want her to have a great education. It's in my budget to do. So there's no restrictions. Just because you hear the word budget doesn't mean, oh my goodness, a lot of people say, it's like a diet. You know, it's so temporary. I gotta do it just to lose this or just to gain this. No. So I want to change y'all's mindset about budgeting. It's really simply a plan. Whatever it is you guys normally do, just put it on the budget so you'll do it well. For example, when we're at home, right now we're eating out like crazy because we're here, we're not cooking. But when we're at home, on my budget is fast food. My daughter likes Raising Cane's. So what I do is I go and get a gift card at the beginning of the month. $30. That's in my budget. If she goes beyond that, guess what? No more Raising Cane's. If she take her friend, guess what? Whatever the budget is, that's the budget. Right. If she lose her card, whatever the budget is, that's the budget, right? Yeah. And so I have a really close business partner. She's like Miss Sylvia. She gonna buy shoes until she has a 5-bedroom home, no children, 1 bedroom is full of shoes.
Wow.
No joke, no lie. So in her budget every single month is a $200 allowance for shoes. Now when we went to Atlanta, she brought back 13 pairs. So she had to increase her budget, of course. But then also there's months where she don't buy as many. So that money still sits there. Bottom line, whatever it is you want to do, I just want to change your mindset about a budget. A budget is merely what, Martine?
A plan.
A plan to do what?
Make sure your money goes somewhere.
It goes where you want it to go and not you wondering, where in the heck did it go? Where did it go?
So I have a question on this.
Yes, ma'am.
I have my budget in my purse because I'm on it right now.
Okay, I love it.
This is the issue. So when you have your budget,
Mhm.
right? So you have what you actually spend versus what you're budgeting to spend. You're looking at just at a month view, straight. And the numbers ain't adding up because you need what you call early flow.
Yes.
That flow is just not having to have the lifestyle that you want.
We're going to talk about
Okay.
that. I'm glad you brought that up.
That's all good and fine, but when the
I'm
flow
glad you
is
brought that up.
for
Actually,
the
let's talk
lifestyle
about
that
it.
you want.
Let's talk about it right now. Look, you just flowing right into my message. I love it. So what she is definitely just explained is called a deficit. A deficit is when your expenses exceed your income. That's when you're living in a deficit. That's below the line, right? My expenses exceed my income. A deficit just means that you have too much going out and not enough coming in, okay? And we're gonna talk about that when we get to cash flow, but we're gonna talk about a little bit about it here. The goal is to have a surplus. Now, a surplus is when your income exceeds your expenses. A surplus just means that, okay, I got more money coming in than I'm actually spending. Now, oftentimes, we all live in a surplus, but what we do is we make it a deficit because we spend it too soon.
Right.
We don't have an actual plan, right? So once we get it, we just like willy-nilly, like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. But if you discover to have a plan, you will see, oh, I don't have a deficit. I actually do have a surplus. I just have a budget of fast food that's $300
Right.
that I can decrease to $200. So my point is, if you're living in a deficit, you can do one of two things. What do y'all think y'all can do? If the expenses are exceeding the income, what can we do?
Go to China.
If the income is exceeding the expenses,
You gotta cut your expenses.
you got to decrease the expenses, or what else?
Or increase your income.
There you go. So when it comes to you, Martini, when you talk about the fact that you're living in that deficit, or so you think, because I can almost guarantee you're not.
And I'm not.
Right.
The issue is that
You haven't made that
I have
plan.
twins coming up, and they gonna put me in a deficit.
No, they ain't. Don't be saying that.
Oh no! No matter how I crunch them.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't declare it. Do not. They're not gonna put you in a deficit. Oh, it's crazy.
So I'm just.
It's crazy.
Unless I get some cash.
Wait a minute though. You got Miss Sylvia over here that's retired.
It's two, man, two.
She got you. No. Look, I'm giving her a second stream of income. But listen, no, do not train your mind to think that, because here's what the things. As a man thinketh, so is he. So is he. Don't go into it thinking this is about to be a burden, this is about to be overwhelming, this is gonna put me in a surplus. Speak that thing into existence. Guess what? I'm about to have these babies, I'm still about to be on top. How are we gonna do it? Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna teach you how to do that though, I really am. But just getting back to this, if you're living in a deficit, you need to either increase your income or decrease your expenses. And I'm gonna give you all a tool to do that, a free tool to do that. We'll talk about that in a moment. Okay, any questions on this? Okay, so recap for me, Amantha. Is it Amantha? Good. Like Samantha, but without the S. What is the deficit, Amantha?
When you have more expenses than money.
Love it. And what's a surplus, Miss Sylvia?
When you have more money than you do debt.
Love it. All right, so that's super clear, right? Is that a new concept for y'all?
No, it's not a new concept. It's just that you just need to figure out how to
How to make it do like this?
Yeah,
Right.
And
That's what we gonna do.
and for me to stop spending money now that I'm retired, because the income is definitely changed.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So now that you had a shift, you gotta shift your mindset. And so here's how you do that. Let's talk about that, Miss Sylvia. Let me tell y'all about Miss Sylvia. I'm at her house, right? Let me put your business in the street, because you okay. She got 2 dinette sets for 2 people. 2. And so I'm like, wait, hold up. She got this nice little kitchen with an island, and then she got her little dining area, right? And so she got a high one, and then she had the little lower. And then she was ordering another one that was set to come 3 days later. So she's like, well, I'm gonna need to move this one out and put this one over here. I said, no. Listen here. What we gonna do is we gonna decrease. We gonna just go ahead and collaborate some of this stuff here. You gonna sell this one. You gonna put this one out on this very nice deck that has absolutely nothing out there. And you gonna leave this space blank so that you can go in there and cook. And she was just like, she had not thought of that. This woman just used to having stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, so I was like, you don't need that. You want that because you're used to having it there. She's used to having 2 tables. For what? For what?
I used to have a full basement, so I had a house upstairs and a house downstairs.
I don't have any more.
Y'all, I'm okay, I'm gonna put one more thing in the streets. I go through one of her bins in the garage.
Oh my God.
Her baby 32. She got the stuff that from the nursery. the Mickey Mouse and things. I'm like, what are you keeping this for? It's a memento. Wait, she had her brownie skirt and what? She's never wearing that again. I'm sorry.
Oh.
No, mementos got to go. I'm like, no. But that's the thing. We have to identify our wants versus our needs. And so everything is not a need, right? The word tells us that he will supply our every need. Our every need. We only have very minimal needs, right? Food, shelter, clothing, right? But we want it all. And us as African American people, I'm sorry, put it out there, we wear our wealth. It's just the bottom line. We wear it on our backs, we wear it in our hair, we drive it, you know what I'm saying? All these things that do not appreciate, that depreciate over time. So if we can identify what our wants versus our needs, I guarantee you will be living in a surplus.
So I have another question. My
Yes,
brother
ma'am.
is like 24,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 25. We asked the same question. He said, because we're having the same discussion, he said, how do you change mentality? Because that's the issue.
It is. It's a mentality.
It's a mentality.
Oh my goodness.
Whether it's a poverty mentality or, you're trying to be like the Joneses, and we can't in the way that they have it, but we can show it in the way that make us feel like we are now on the level. How do you change that mentality?
Here's how you change it. Every single day, you need affirmations. Every single day, you got to remind yourself, first of all, what is the goal? If you have a goal in mind, for example, I know I'm going to China. That's my goal that I have in mind. I'm not about to be sitting up here splurging every day when I know it costs money to get over there. So that's the thing too. We are not setting realistic goals. Some of us ain't setting goals at all. So that's one way to change our mindset, by having a goal in mind. Secondly, we got to be able to envision that thing, picture it, right? I do an exercise usually when I'm in class and I say, close your eyes. Envision what your business will look like 5 years from now. Who will be your customer, right? Where will you be located? What color is the carpet? What you got on the walls, right? Is it your signature? Like, what is it, right? If we can see it, if we can think it, then we can believe it. But it's a mindset shift. And let me tell you, I have clients that will not take that shift. I have a young lady, I've been working with her for like a year and a half. She made good money. I got her credit score all the way up to a 780. She was ready to buy a house. She's single, no children. She turned 30. She was ready to go. She would not take that leap. She paying like 2 house notes for rent. And I'm like, listen, girl, all you gotta do, she's like, I don't know, what if something breaks down? I'm afraid, because I said, you're gonna have a savings account. If it breaks down, so what? Get it fixed. You'll have a warranty. She's just thinking, but what it is nobody in her family has ever owned property. So she's so afraid to take that leap when it's really the best move for her, financially, everything. But again, going back to that mindset shift, I'll tell y'all a story. There was a couple, they were a young couple, husband and wife, and his wife was making some roast. And so she was preparing it, and she started cutting the roast and putting it in the pan. He said, wait, I noticed something. You heard this before? I noticed something. Every time you make the roast, you cut off the ends. Why do you even do that? And she was like, I don't know, that's what mama do. He said, okay, stop it right there. Let me call mama. So he called her mom. He said, listen, we over here, we're making roast. I mean, it's amazing when it gets done. I just want to know, why do y'all cut off the ends? And she's like, I don't know, that's what Big Mama did. He said, let me call Big Mama. He called Big Mama. He said, Big Mama, I don't know why you teaching these girls this way. My mama didn't teach me this way. It's amazing, it tastes good. But why in the world do you cut off the ends? She said, it's simple. Back in the day, I had a 5-inch pot, pan. The stoves were smaller and the pan was smaller. So I had to cut off the ends to fit it in there. And he's like, why didn't you express that? The bottom line is sometimes we do what we're taught. We don't ask questions. We just go through the motion. We have, families, and I'm 4th generation poverty. Bottom line. Everybody in my family collected a check. I'm the first person to go to college. I'm the first person to get 2 degrees, right? I'm the first person to become a homeowner.
Wow.
Multiple times. But if I would have stayed the way that I was, I wouldn't be nowhere. Because guess what? Me and my daughter were talking the other day. I had my first child when I was 16, which is, devastating in some ways because it kind of slowed me down. I think I would be much further ahead, but I thank God for where I am. But we were talking the other day, and she said, Mommy, I ain't gonna be like you. I said, what? I said, of course you're not. You would be so much better than me. She said, I definitely ain't have no kids at 16. I said, well, praise the Lord, because I don't want you to. But the bottom line is, I want her to be better, to do better. I was not taught that. A lot of us were not taught that. And so we have to learn from our mistakes and learn from trial and error. A lot of stuff that I'm teaching y'all that I've learned, it wasn't because I got these degrees. It was from trial and error. I filed bankruptcy twice. I've had ups and downs, overs and flows, and just ebbs and flows. It's just a mess, okay? But it's because I've learned from those mistakes. It's not like somebody was teaching me or saying, hey, come over here, let me give you a lesson on finances, baby. No. It was like, oh, okay, now I see why this works the way that it does. Life experiences. And so as a result, now I'm able to teach it to other folks. And that's our responsibility. Each one, teach one. The same things I'm teaching y'all. My baby, I have a son that's 24 and I have a daughter who's 11. My son, a little jacked up. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. He's so entitled.
I got one.
Oh my. He is entitled. He think money grow on trees. He think his mama's rich. He don't ask me for a whole lot, but when he does, he's really expecting it to come out that tree. Mom, what are you talking about? You got it? What? Why can't you do it? I'm like, is you out your mind? Boy, I don't owe you nothing. But my baby, she like, Mommy, what can I do to earn $5? Oh, I have $6. Let me pay my tithes and let me do this and then I'll. So each one teach one.
Always one of each.
Oh my. But I was not as smart as I am now when I was raising him, you know what I'm saying? So I thank God that I'm able to instill some of these things in her, that I've learned. But the bottom line is we have to learn along the way. And it's never too late. It's never too late regardless. And even with my son, I'm teaching him lessons right now. And guess what he does? Every now and then he'll call me and say, Mom, can you set up my budget again? Yeah, sure, absolutely. Mom, my friend Charles, he want to know how you do blah, blah, blah. Can you help him with his credit? And I'm like, oh, okay, I can do that now. I'm smart. You believe me now? So I'm like, okay, once you get to that point, I'm cool with it. I'll help you at any time. But the bottom line is we got to each learn. And the things you're learning tonight, absolutely give it to your brother. You know what I'm saying? And whomever else. So when you go shopping, I know a lot of us, we'll do the bargain, we'll do the clearance rack and all that, but you always got to compare price versus quality. Because if it's too cheap, it ain't worth you buying. You're wasting time, right? So make sure you get a quality for inexpensive rates. You know what I'm saying? So if you're able to do that, make sure you do that, and create a weekly menu. Oh my goodness, this is one way that I do save money when I'm at home. I do a menu, right? And I meal plan. So on Sundays, I prep for the entire week, especially like if I'm having a cleanse or if I'm doing, because I don't eat meat. And when I'm at home, my ex-husband and I, we share custody of my daughter. So certain times when she ain't there, oh, my life is awesome, I'm just like, oh, let me pull some out the refrigerator, But when she there, she like, Mommy, I want blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, girl, there's the menu. That's what's in the refrigerator. Figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But it really saves me a lot of money when I can stick to that plan. Otherwise, just buying food how we have been out here, buying food every day, not being able to cook, not really being able to plan. I do have my air fryer though, so I do use that sometimes. I'll go to the store and put things in the air fryer rather than having to eat out every day because that can get expensive and it can be horrible in your diet. And I want to live long. And then once you all create a budget, which I want to help you to do, stick to it. Stick to it. If there's adjustments that need to be made, adjust it. But don't ever just put it away and just be like, I don't feel like doing that. No, it's a plan. It's really just simply a plan. And then like I said, if there's adjustments, if your income goes down, if your income goes up, your expenses go down, then change it. Another thing too, how many of y'all got cable? That is such a waste of money. Shame on y'all. All 4 of y'all. Y'all ain't never heard of the Fire Stick?
The what?
The Fire Stick.
That one.
You
got cable.
The Fire Stick.
You got a Fire Stick and still got cable?
No, what's a Fire Stick?
Oh my goodness. So a Fire Stick, you can watch whatever you want, whenever you want. It's like DVR and everything. And it's free. You buy it one time. You turn it on, you watch everything. I cut my cable off 2 years ago and got that Fire Stick. And been good ever since.
So what's their number?
You can buy it at Amazon, you can buy it at Best Buy, all those different places. But it's really just, it's like a HDMI, you put it behind your TV, and you can watch anything you want to watch.
And the movies that are in the theater right now.
Or on the
You-
Fire
You
Stick.
can get them right. You
But
can
she
get-
still got cable. Look at her telling y'all something. But still got cable.
Fire Stick, just like it sounds.
Yeah, Fire Stick.
The athletic stuff too? You can get it?
Yes, yes.
Oh, see, I didn't know
My
that.
HGTV.
HGTV, all of it, all of it. First
My Christian
48,
station.
your Christian station, even more stuff than you probably get on cable.
Girl, you need to start playing with me.
I'm telling y'all, once I figured it out, shit, got one ain't even using it. Somebody need to shoot you.
So you can get it anywhere?
Amazon is probably the best place.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I've seen it on Amazon.
Okay, I got it,
Yeah.
Amazon.
Jen, she wants you to record this so she can play that. Jen, let her record it so you can be in it. I love her camera. She got one.
Mommy, I'm
fancy.
recording right now. She got the Snapchat thing with jiggers on the camera.
She's messed up over there.
But the bottom line, ladies, y'all have to do better. And when it comes to eliminating some of them, that's your surplus. That's $200 of surplus every month. That's just one bill that's really unnecessary. And that's just my opinion. Y'all might not agree, but I'm just telling y'all what I've learned. Another thing I've learned, I had counseled a couple. The husband was 67 and the wife was 63, I believe. And they were paying all this long-term insurance. And they qualified for Medicaid. No copay. And I mean, once we added up, it was like $2,700 per year. And I mean, they were struggling because they were on a fixed income. And I'm like, why are you paying for this?